Hello everyone. So this is a councillor in Monaghan, used to be the Cahirlock, used to be the Lord Mayor of Monaghan. And he was drinking the drive and just there in November. I knew about this for a few months before the court case arrived. And my point of this is, if you're a councillor, elected a visual TD, a councillor, a senator, you should be held more accountable in terms of if you break the law, you should get a tougher penalty because you're a public representative. You're supposed to be holding, I suppose, telling the public how to behave in terms of upholding the law, etc., etc. And when you break the law as a public representative, you should be face more harsher consequences for your actions. It's especially, again, it goes for the same in the defence forces and on Garda Síochána Connor. If you remember the defence forces or the guards, you should face harsher repercussions if you break the law because you took a note to uphold the law and uphold the constitution. It's the same for a councillor and TD. You know, you're supposed to be the pinnacle of society. You're supposed to be the person who shows people how to behave and what to do as a council, as public representatives. You're supposed to be, I suppose, a role model, you would say. But going 3 times over the legal limit in terms of alcohol and driving your car is not showing the public how to behave. It's not showing young people, young men and young women how to behave. If they see their councillors doing it, they're going to do it. But this is the thing, if me and only Irish citizen were out, and again I would say to nobody else to drink and drive, you shouldn't drink and drive regardless of who you are. But if you were an only Irish Joe that were out and drove the car drunk, you'll get your car taken off you, huge fine, thousands and thousands of euro, and so rightly so. But in this case, it's only a €500 fine, which is not good enough, especially being a former Lord Mayor and a councillor, sitting councillor. You should be getting €4,000 or €5,000 fine, and or even voluntary donations to a voluntary group of 4,000 or 5,000, 10,000 even, or even forfeit your yearly salary. And that's the only way to do it, because again, far too often I've seen councillors get very lenient. It's very lenient for going 3 times over the legal limit. It's very, very lenient, €500 fine. Now, it's not his first offence, may I say. It's not his first traffic. He's banned for 4 years and 240 hours community service in 2020 for being convicted of driving without a licence. And again, these are the people who are public representatives. And again, if this was an ordinary Irish citizen, they would get the book thrown at them. And again, €500, and I think the majority of people in Cavan would agree, and the majority of people in Monaghan would agree, €500 is not good enough for a sitting councillor. Maybe for an only Joe, but we look up this, if an only Joe done this, it'd be thousands and thousands of euro, and their car would be taken off them, and they would never get insurance. It'd be a mess. But what I'm trying to say is far too lenient. So yeah, Fianna Fáil, but Fianna Fáil, there's a lot more that can be said about it, but it's not good enough. It's not good enough from Seamus Coe. It's not good enough for any councillor to do this, because again, you're supposed to be upholding the standards, and particularly as public office. You're bringing the standards in public office into dispute in terms of Monaghan County Council as a councillor. You bring that into dispute by doing this kind of carry on. Now, I've no doubt maybe it was now of judgment and stuff like that, but still doesn't matter. If you break the law and stuff like that, you face the consequences. You decided to do it. It's about nobody else forced him to do it. Nobody told him to do it. He done it by himself, and so he has to face the consequences of his actions. And that's the only way he's going to learn, unfortunately. But again, €500, it's very lenient. I'm sure the majority of people would agree. 500 is very, very lenient. 4,000 or 5,000 euro. Or even community service and stuff like that, because it is a joke. €500 and a man on maybe €80,000 a year as a councillor and a former Lord Mayor and stuff. And again, I've no issues against him personally, but it's the fact of the matter, only Irish citizens, only young people, because again, young people are very impressionable, and they say, oh, this fellow got off, you're going to get a €500 fine, I could do it and drive truck on the roads. But again, all is fun and games until there's an accident that somebody's killed on the road, because again, statistics show, and not even statistics, tests are shown, if you drive drunk and stuff like that, your visibility, your awareness, your concentration is affected. And obviously, the only time anything's there's a big uproar and crying about it when somebody's killed, and when the family is killed on the road, innocent people are killed because somebody decided to drive drunk and put other people, not themselves, not even just themselves, other people on the roads in jeopardy. And particularly as a councillor, that is, you're a lot more higher up too, because you are elected representative. You're there to represent the people of your constituency. You're there to be a representative, public representative, to be a pinnacle of society, may I say, to be the standard of society in how you behave, how you conduct yourself, and how you do it. And this is not the way, and I'm sure the people of Monaghan would agree, this is not the way. So I'm sure in the next local election they consider it very carefully, because I do consider it very carefully who I vote for. as councillors and TDs. I'm not in Monaghan, this constituency, but just above me. But what I'm trying to say, if even in this constituency in Cavan Beltobit, Mr. Beltowdy, I would be very considerate of who has a criminal conviction, for regardless of it's anything. I would always look at it, because that's what you need to do, because nobody should be really in public office with huge amount of criminal convictions. And again, this is his second offence. I nearly would say 3 strikes and you should be out, to be totally honest. But hopefully he's learned his lesson. But I don't know what he, to be totally honest, because again the sentence is very lenient. There's only very harsh sentences you would learn your lesson, because particularly because again he had another offence before this. But anyway, let me know what you think, subscribe more, and bye.